Hey everyone, Dan and Leslie back for another Disney dining review.
Today we are headed back to the very first dining review that we ever did over at Jiko at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
3.5 years ago. That's crazy.
Right? That seems so crazy.
Yeah, it was 2022, right after we moved. I don't remember when this one posted, but it had to be like February.
Yeah.
That's crazy that we have been doing dining reviews every week for almost 3.5 years. That's nuts to me. We haven't eaten at Jiko since in 3.5 years.
We have not.
So we're gonna go back and see, is it as good as we remember it being? Because I remember it being a pretty tasty meal.
Yeah, and I think it was rated pretty high too. I don't really remember. And I don't remember what we got, but we will try to get something different.
We will check that on the drive.
But they have things for like appetizers. They have mussels, they have dumplings, they have a duck confit and honey raisin flatbread. There's a wild boar tenderloin and a diver scallop, and then salad and soups. And then entrees, you've got like a filet or a New York strip and a venison, lamb shank, chicken, halibut, short ribs, that seafood tagine. I think that's what you got.
I think that's what I got.
Yeah.
That's the like big potty thing with, I won't get that again. You know what I mean. The thing.
The thing that they take the lid off of. Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Anyway, we have always been really impressed with this place. We were obviously very impressed with it on the first time that we visited it 3.5 years ago. I remember our server was fantastic. So I'm excited to see how it is.
I'm excited to go back and have a little date night, dress up a little nicer. This is definitely an upper scale dining experience.
They're not gonna turn you away if you have on jeans or something, but
sure.
But it does feel a little bit nicer.
Feels a little bit nicer. Okay, are you ready to go back to Jiko?
Yes.
Let's do this. We have arrived and we have ordered drinks. I got the Canoe Old Fashioned, so basically a standard old fashioned with like a vanilla Madagascar something, I don't know, let's see. So it does not have one large cube, which is a little bit of a bummer, but that is a very well balanced old fashioned. That's fantastic. Literally the only thing that can make this better is one large cube. It's a good old fashioned.
I stole a sip of Dan's before he did, and I totally agree with it. It is really, really good. I went with a South African Pinotage. So, you know, they have so many wines on their wine list that are from South Africa, and I thought, you know what, last time I was a little disappointed I didn't try one of their wines, so this time I wanted to try one of their wines. Well, it's nice. He said it was very earthy and like oaky, and it is. I mean, it's like dry. It's gonna go really well with dinner. Love it. They deliver warm giraffe bread to the table, which has like these little spots on the top, so I think that's why they call it that. It's super cute with a butter that he said tastes like goat cheese, so I'm very excited. That butter is like creamy. It's got some saltiness. It's got some sweetness to it. So good. Yeah, that's delicious.
We wanted to change it up, so last time we got the boar for the appetizer. This time we got the duck confit flatbread, which sounded intriguing. They have a clay pizza oven, like 2 of them, which is crazy, like right here, and they're making it right next to us. It looks fantastic. Look at all the like arugula and duck and cheese and some sort of glaze on there. The duck is fantastic. It has honey on there as well. Really earthy, but also kind of sweet and like just has a lot of going on in there. There's a lot of flavors. That is really, really good.
And I got the halibut, which looks fantastic. I am very excited. Oh, it flakes off as well. All right, let's see. So the flavor is fantastic. Might be slightly on the dry side, just a little bit, but not too much. Tolerable. Really, really good.
All right, I got the short rib, which our waiter said was his favorite dish. Very hearty. My gosh, just flakes off.
Remember? I already had something.
I'll be back.
Okay, we are gonna chow down. We'll finish this up at home.
All right, we are back.
Before we get into these ratings, if you are looking to plan your next magical vacation, please reach out to us over at Fantastical Vacations. We plan Disney destinations, Universal cruise lines, and all-inclusive resorts.
Jiko was great again. The ratings are a little bit different, but we end up. We'll get there. So
get there.
let's just jump right in with ambiance and theming.
All right, so I mean, the ambiance and the theming is still there. I mean, it was wonderful. It's themed really well. I love all the South African wines and the African vibe to the food, and there is a whole story to like the birds on the ceiling and the water and all of that. Nobody told us the story this time though, and so that was a little different. But as far as like where the tables are and the seating, it feels like you can have a very nice private conversation without anybody else really being able to hear you, even though you are like people are within, you know, a relatively close distance, but it doesn't feel like you are just talking to other people.
Before we gave it a 5 for our first dining review ever, we were kind of blown away by the story and just like how the restaurant was laid out and everything. Having now dined at every table service restaurant on Disney property, we are dropping it a little bit because it doesn't have anything past just the theming of the actual like art and paint and like light fixtures on the ceiling. So, you know, it doesn't have fireworks views. It doesn't have, you know, characters or anything like that. It doesn't have indoor-outdoor seating. It's just the indoor seat. So there are some things that we do appreciate about other restaurants on property that kind of elevate those experiences. Yeah. So it's still a great atmosphere. It's still a great theme, but we lowered it from a 5 to a 4 for ambiance and theme.
Service. So our server was great. I think his tag said he was from New York, so he definitely wasn't from Africa necessarily, but he was wonderful. He gave just terrific recommendations on the menu, both drinks and food wise. And then I appreciated the camaraderie between him and the like one of the chefs cooking in like the little open air kitchen that we had right there that they were making the flatbreads and stuff. Like I appreciated that. And then that guy came over and actually delivered our flatbread because of their little jovialness. And so they just did a really great job.
He was great. I don't know if he got double set or what. It did take maybe just a couple minutes longer than I would have liked for him to first arrive, but then he kind of picked it up after there. Yeah. But other than that, he was fantastic. So we gave him a 4.5 out of 5. Let's talk drinks. So the last time, we went back and watched this on the way. The last time I got a zebra teeny because they recommended that. I don't know what the heck I was thinking.
Who are you?
Like, I do remember not liking it. In fact, you drank it. And then you got something else they recommend. Anyway, we have since not just gone, because our original thought was, let's go to all these restaurants, we're gonna have an appetizer, entree, and a dessert, and we're gonna get whatever drinks they recommend. We have quickly found out that their tastes are not our tastes, so we ask more questions and we really try to get to the heart of their beverage program. So they have a very good wine selection here, so you specifically wanted wine, but it's hard to rate a restaurant's beverage program on just opening bottles of wine. Yes, right. They've got good South African wine, but okay, they didn't make the wine. So I did get the old fashioned. Look, it was just Knob Creek rye and Angostura bitters, but the syrup was a vanilla Madagascar syrup.
It's Madagascar bourbon vanilla. Yeah.
So good. They made that drink, and yes, it did not have one large cube, so it just had the little cubes of ice, which, you know, I can't give it a 5 because of that, but had it had one large cube, it would have gotten a 5. That was a very, very well done old fashioned. So had to knock him down on the one large cube, but what do you think about your wine?
It good. You know, it was very enjoyable. It was kind of earthy and oaky, and just it went really well with everything, and I very much enjoyed it.
So we settled on a 4 for the drinks.
Yes. All right, food. So we started with the flatbread, which was different than the tenderloin or the, what was it? It was boar, I think.
Yeah,
boar tenderloin.
For the last appetizer
Yes.
we got was boar. Yeah.
And so we wanted to do something a little different. We tried the flatbread, and it was outstanding. It was so good. Well, and then
That's crazy.
Before the, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, it was a flatbread, but it had a couple different types of cheese. It had the duck confit. It had a honey drizzle. It had raisins on there. It had arugula on there. There was just so many flavors that just popped as soon as you tried it. And the flatbread itself was just crispy, and the cheese was melty, and it was really well done.
Yes, and then before that, they brought out just the complimentary giraffe bread, which was outstanding with that butter. Oh my gosh. My main dish, the halibut, the flavors were really, really good. The fish itself was just slightly dry. If I dipped it kind of in the sauce that was on the plate, it was really good, but if I just tried the fish alone, it was dry. So I had to drop it down just a little bit for that. But your short rib.
Yeah, the short rib, the waiter said it was his favorite dish. It was something different, so I got the short rib. So the middle of the short rib was super tender and really, really good. The whole thing is very, very flavorful. On the ends, it was a little tougher. It was a little bit overcooked on the ends, but the middle was, oh my gosh, melt in your mouth. Very, very good. So can't give it a 5 just because it was a little bit overdone on the ends, but the flavors, that middle, like if the whole thing had been in the middle, it would have been straight up 5. So I think we settled on a 4.5 for food.
Yes. So if you add all that up and divide it out, you have a 4.25, which is the exact same score we gave it last time. We just shifted around some scores a little bit, but regardless, Jiko is definitely still a fabulous place to try out.
Definitely a signature dining experience. Our 2 meals, so it's basically 5 things: 2 beverages, an appetizer, and 2 entrees. And it was $100, and I think with tip it was like $183.
And that was with a 10% AP discount.
That was with the AP discount, right? So definitely don't go in there expecting for any sort of bargain meal. This is definitely going to be a signature dining experience. It is something that you want to savor and enjoy. Definitely appropriate for a date night or even family. There was plenty of families in there, and they were jeans, shorts, whatever. I mean, you can go, but it feels a little bit more upscale for us, and so that's why we are all in our dapper goodies.
All right, well, if you are liking these videos, please hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.
And we will see you on the next video.